Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Global English Podcast, the podcast where we explore all those what if questions about our bodies and health. I'm your host, Lisa, and today we're diving into an intriguing topic. What happens if you drink too much water? Now, I know what you're thinking. Too much water? Isn't staying hydrated the key to health? Well, yes, but as with everything, there's a balance. To help us make sense of this watery mystery, I've invited a very special guest. Dr. Henry Foster, a nutritionist with expertise in hydration and electrolyte balance. Welcome, Dr. Henry.
Thank you, Lisa. I'm excited to be here and talk about a topic that might surprise many people. Most of us know about dehydration, but overhydration or water intoxication can be just as dangerous in certain situations.
Exactly. So let's dive right in. Dr. Henry, let's get started. We all know how important it is to drink water. Many of us even set reminders to stay hydrated. But now you're saying too much water can actually be harmful?
That's right, Lisa. Drinking water is one of the best things you can do for your health, but just like anything else, there's such a thing as too much. When you drink too much water, it can mess with how your body normally works, and that's where problems can happen.
I see. So what exactly is getting messed up?
Well, think of your blood like a recipe. One of the key ingredients in that recipe is salt or sodium. Sodium helps your body keep water in the right places, like inside your cells or around them, so everything works properly. If you drink too much water, it's like adding too much liquid to the recipe. The salt gets too diluted and your body can't function the way it's supposed to.
And what happens when there's not enough salt?
When that happens, water starts moving into your cells to try and even things out. This causes your cells to swell, kind of like overfilling a balloon, and when it happens in your brain, it can be very dangerous.
Wait, your brain swells?
Yes, exactly. And because your skull is a hard, fixed space, there's no room for your brain to expand. That pressure can cause serious issues like headaches, confusion, or even worse, seizures and unconsciousness.
Wow, that's a lot more serious than I thought. So how much water is considered too much?
It depends on the person, but as a general rule, your body can handle about 1 liter of water an hour. If you drink more than that, your kidneys, which are in charge of getting rid of extra water, can't keep up.
So if someone drinks a liter every hour on a hot day, they could run into trouble?
Exactly. This is why athletes like marathon runners often get into trouble. They're afraid of getting dehydrated, so they drink too much water without realizing it.
But isn't dehydration a bigger problem? We hear all the time about the risks of not drinking enough water.
You're absolutely right, Lisa. Dehydration is more common and usually more of a concern. But in the effort to stay hydrated, some people go overboard. For example, in long-distance events, runners sometimes drink at every water station even if they're not thirsty. That's when they risk drinking too much.
So athletes need to be cautious. What about the rest of us? Are there other times when people might drink too much water?
Yes, it's not just athletes. People with certain health issues like kidney or heart problems can't handle large amounts of water as easily. Older adults and kids are also at higher risk because their bodies process water more slowly. And let's not forget medications. Some drugs, like certain antidepressants or painkillers, can make your body hold on to extra water.
That's good to know. But what about someone who's totally healthy? Can they still drink too much water?
Definitely. There's a well-known case of a woman who entered a water drinking contest. She drank several liters in just a few hours, and unfortunately, her body couldn't handle it. The extra water caused her brain to swell and she passed away.
That's such a sad story. It really shows how even something as simple as water can be dangerous if we're not careful.
Absolutely, and what's tricky is that the early warning signs are easy to miss. People might feel bloated, have a mild headache, or feel a bit off. But if they ignore these signs and keep drinking, things can get worse quickly.
So how do we avoid this? How can we make sure we're drinking the right amount of water?
The key is to listen to your body. For most people, drinking when you're thirsty is enough. If you're doing something intense, like exercising in the heat, you might need a little more, but don't overdo it. Here's another tip. If you're sweating a lot, try drinking something with a bit of salt or minerals, like a sports drink. This helps replace what you lose in sweat and keeps your body balanced.
That's great advice. So it's not just about drinking water, it's about making sure everything stays in balance.
Exactly. Think of your body like a seesaw. On one side, you have water. On the other side, you have salt and other minerals. You want to keep the seesaw level, not too much on either side.
I love that image. It's so simple to understand. Before we wrap up, can you share some quick tips for staying hydrated without overdoing it?
Of course, here are some easy tips. 1. Drink when you're thirsty and don't force yourself to drink more if you're not. 2. Spread your water intake throughout the day instead of drinking a lot at once. 3. If you're exercising, try to include drinks that have a little salt or other minerals. Pay attention to how you feel. If you're bloated or dizzy, it could mean you've had too much water.
That's super helpful. Thank you, Doctor. Henry, I think a lot of people will start thinking more carefully about their water habits after this.
I hope so, Lisa. Water is amazing, but like anything, too much isn't good. It's all about finding balance.
Absolutely. Thanks again for breaking it all down for us. All right, Dr. Henry, let's share some fun and surprising facts about water. Did you know that in 2007, a radio station in California had a contest called Hold Your Wee for a Wee? The idea was to drink as much water as possible without going to the bathroom.
Oh, I remember that. It's unbelievable but true. One person drank so much water that they got very sick, and it sadly ended in tragedy. It's a reminder that even water, when overdone, can be dangerous.
It really makes you think. Here's another fun fact. Did you know camels can drink 200 liters of water in one go and be completely fine?
That's incredible. Camels are made for survival in the desert. They can store water and handle heat better than we can. Humans? Not even close.
Exactly. And here's something strange. Some people are actually afraid of water. It's called aquaphobia. But what's funny is that some of them still end up drinking too much water because they're afraid of getting dehydrated.
That's so interesting. It shows how our thinking about water can be so different, from fearing it to overdrinking it.
Here's a fun fact for you, John. Did you know that thinking in English can actually change the way you make decisions? Research shows that. Dr. Henry, thank you so much for shedding light on this fascinating topic. It's a reminder that even water, the elixir of life, can be harmful in excess.
It was my pleasure, Lisa. And remember, folks, hydration is important, but it's all about finding the right balance.
So, to wrap up, thinking in English takes time, but the more you immerse yourself in the language. All right, everyone. Now, let's dive into some key vocabulary that will help us better understand today's topic. What if you drink too much water? These words and phrases are not only helpful for understanding the ideas we discussed, but can also come in handy in everyday conversations. Let's break them down. Hydration, meaning the process of providing enough water to your body. Example, staying hydrated during summer is essential to avoid feeling tired. Dehydration, meaning a condition where the body doesn't have enough water. Example, he felt dizzy due to dehydration after a long workout. Overhydration, meaning drinking too much water, causing health problems. Example, overhydration during the marathon led to health complications. Electrolytes, meaning minerals in the body, like sodium and potassium, that help balance fluids. Example, sports drinks can help replace lost electrolytes after exercise. Sodium, meaning a type of salt that helps regulate water levels in the body. Example, low sodium levels can cause dizziness and confusion. Intoxication, meaning a harmful condition caused by too much of a substance, like water. Example: water intoxication can be life-threatening if not treated. Seesaw, meaning a tool for comparison, often used to describe balance. Example: think of hydration as a seesaw. You want both sides to be even. Swelling, meaning an increase in size due to fluid buildup. Example: drinking too much water can cause swelling in your cells. Symptoms, meaning signs that something is wrong with your body. Example: early symptoms of overhydration include headaches and nausea. Elixir of life, meaning something essential for survival. Example: water is often called the elixir of life. Bloating, meaning a feeling of being overly full due to excess water or gas. Example: drinking too much water can make you feel bloated. Unconsciousness, meaning a state of being unable to respond or wake up. Example: severe overhydration can lead to unconsciousness. Confusion, meaning a state of being unclear or not understanding something. Example: low sodium levels can cause mental confusion. Moderation, meaning avoiding extremes, staying in balance. Example: drinking water in moderation is key to staying healthy. Tragedy, meaning a very sad or unfortunate event. Example: the water drinking contest ended in tragedy. Thank you for listening to our episode. I hope you learned something new and helpful today. Please give us a like and subscribe for video like this, share it with your friends, and let us know what you think in the comments section below. We'll be back with more interesting discussions soon.